Here is a test problem for you based on how to find direction of a given vector. Now, the question here is, explain how the following vectors are related. So we have given you three vectors, P, Q and R. Read the question properly and then answer how these three vectors P, Q and R are related. You may like to sketch them. Once you sketch them, it will be apparent, right? Let's go through them. Vector P equals to 6 meters at a quadrant bearing of south, I will say as 30 degree east, okay? But I hope you remember how to read it. It should be read as 30 degrees east of south. That is how you should read it, okay? Part B is the second vector Q, which is equal to 3 meters at a bearing of 150 degrees. And C is the vector R equals to 6 meters in the direction of 30 degrees west of north. So that is how we should read it, right? So in this case, this is the true bearing and these are the quadrant bearings, correct? So you need to sketch and see how are they related, whether they are related or not also, correct? So say how P and Q are related, P and R, or Q and R are related, right? Here is kind of a hint for you. So let me just sketch them for you here on the same quadrant and then see, do we have a relation? So the first one, which is vector P. For most of you, I'd like you to stop the video, answer the question, and then see my solution. That would be good. Vector P. So we say, well, what we see here is 6 meters, 3 meters and things like that. Let me choose a scale here. So I'll write scale of 1 centimeter equals to, let us say 2 meters. That is my scale. So that means the arrow, the length of the arrow should represent the magnitude of these vectors, right? And let's draw these vectors one by one. Vector P, 6 meter at a quadrant bearing of 30 degrees east of south. So this is south for us, right? And it is 30 degrees east. Let us say this is 30 degrees direction, right? East of south. And magnitude is 6 meters. Our scale is 1 centimeter is 2 meters. 6 means 3 centimeters. So let me go down like this and process. Let's say this is my 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, and that's my 3 centimeter. That will make it 6 meters, right? Magnitude. So that vector, geometric vector, represents for me vector P, which is 6 meters. Okay? 3 centimeters means 6 meters. And the direction is 30 degrees east of south. So this is 30 degrees. That is how I get my vector P. Now let's look into part B. Q is 3 meters at a bearing of 150 degrees. 3 meters is half of 6 meters, right? So it is magnitude is half, correct? Now 150 degrees from north is how much? This is north for us, correct? 150 means 90 plus 60. So 90 plus 60 is same, right? So it is like here, correct? I think so. Or 180 minus 30 is also 150. Well, so that is 150 degrees from north clockwise. That's fine. But magnitude is only 3. That means 1.5. So 1.5. So that becomes my Q. So the Q vector is in the same direction and half. So this is my Q vector and I can write Q as 3 meters. The magnitude is half of that of P, right? So how are they related? So we can say Q is equals to half of P. Does it make sense? We have not yet started our algebra part, but I think these graphic representations do make some sense, right? That gives you a good idea of where we are going to. R is 6 meters in the direction of north 30 degree west. How will you read it? Let me write it down for you. It is 30 degrees west of north. That is how you're going to read it, correct? So let's see and try to sketch it. What do we get? So in this case, we are going off from north 30 degrees west towards west by 30 degrees, right? So 30 degrees will be like this here, right? And magnitude is 6. So that is 30 degrees. If I extend this, that is 30, this is 60. Do you see that? So, but this angle is only 30 degrees west. So if I do 30 degrees west, I get this line. That is my 30 degrees west, correct? And the magnitude is 6. Our scale is 1 centimeter equals to 2 meters. That means 1 centimeters, 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters. That gives me 6 meters, right? And I can join. So this is my vector r, which I can write here as r equals to 6 meter, right? And the angle is 30 degrees west of north. Now how is r related with p? Can you find any relation? Well, we can say the magnitude of r is equal to magnitude of p. That is, the two vectors, their direction is different. Their direction is not the same, but their magnitude is same. Do you see that? So we found that these two vectors are in the same direction, right? So they are parallel. This vector is not in the same direction, correct? Now, as an exercise, what you can do, you can answer part D for you. And part D is find a vector which is just opposite to P. So I want you to find a vector, let us say S, vector S, which is equals to minus of vector P. Correct? When we say minus of P, then the direction has to reverse, but the magnitude has to remain the same. Correct? So that becomes your exercise, a practice problem, right? Others I've already answered. We also call this as opposite vector, right? And when you add them up, if you draw this, then you get zero vector. When you add two opposite vectors, you'll get zero vector. So we'll talk about opposite vectors and zero vectors soon, but here you can get an idea about it. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks and all the best.